We are about a month away from the release of Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door on Nintendo Switch, and today an overview trailer was dropped by Nintendo, as well as previews as some outlets were able to get their hands on the game and play some of it early. So what's up, Waluigi? Trent from Trentendo. Today we are going to talk about all the new information around Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, because there is a bunch of stuff that is out now that we have some insight into what we can expect from this game. So before we hop into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video so you guys are kept up to date with everything going on here. Let's see if we can get 20 likes on this. It really does help, I appreciate it. And let's just hop right in. So first up, the first thing that a lot of these people and these other outlets talked about is just how good this game looks. Now, it's kind of crazy to think that Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is a 20-year-old game at this point. That's how old the GameCube is, and just makes me hurt a little bit inside to think about how old that is. It seems like it was not that long ago. But here we are, and this game now looks incredible compared to what it did on the GameCube. And even the GameCube game, it looked really good for the most part. You know, at the time, it was one of the better looking games as well. And Nintendo has just really polished this thing up. The animations are really awesome and interesting. There's a lot more stuff going on. The colors are more vibrant. Everything kind of pops better. So if you haven't played this game, you're going to be in for a treat. And if you have, you're going to be blown away by just how much Nintendo has been able to go in and really just touch up a lot of stuff. The first one of the big questions, though, as well, that people had going into this is whether or not this is going to have a bunch of new content. Is it going to be the same story? Is there going to be additional side quests and things like that? And from everything that I've seen and from what it sounds like people are hearing that were able to play the game, is that this is going to be true to the original version. There's not going to be new elements, there's not going to be new story, but there is a lot of quality of life improvements which will make the game more enjoyable and just kind of ease some of the annoyances that we had on the GameCube version. So what are some of these quality of life improvements? So the first being that they talked about was a party ring. So rather than having to go into the menu every time you wanted to change your party member, there's now just a button click and you're able to select who you want to bring with you on your adventure. The hint system from Goombella is now going to be able to be accessed much more easily and at any time. So it sounds like if you get stuck somewhere, if you don't know where to go, Goombella is going to be able to help you. There are some new collectibles and new NPCs as well. So there is going to be a couple of NPC characters that will be able to kind of help you along your journey that weren't in the original game, but nothing, that's going to be vastly or incredibly different from the original version. One of the new collectibles is a badge specifically called the Nostalgic Tunes badge. It's going to let you change the soundtrack from the remade version to what the original GameCube version of the game was. It does not cost any points to use, so if you're worried about spending those precious badge points just to be able to listen to the classic version of the game, you don't have to worry about that. It is going to not cost you anything, so that'll be fun. There's a practice battle arena in here now. That's through one of these NPCs, so you'll be able to kind of go in and practice some of your timing on some of these attacks and maybe change some strategy up, see what you enjoy the most. And so that's going to be a nice little thing. And then there's also a new little area in the underground that's going to have pipes kind of linked to all these different areas. So if you had played the original version on GameCube, the underground can get kind of confusing sometimes, having to try to remember the way to get to whatever pipe to the area that you're trying to get to. It could get really confusing, and it's actually a pretty big underground if I remember right, and it's kind of just annoying to try to get everywhere. So there's just a nice little one-room stop place, like you hop in a pipe and head over to whichever area you're trying to go back to. So that will be nice for some of the backtracking areas as well. The one big complaint that I did see was that there was a couple of instances of frame rate drop, specifically in a couple sections when there's just a lot of characters or NPCs or enemies on screen. Nothing super game breaking though, it didn't ruin the experience, they said, but they did say it was important to note that they did see it. Very possible that Nintendo could address this in a day one patch. You have to believe that these people who had this opportunity to play the game here didn't really get a final version of the game. They only got to see some of the first couple areas of the game. So I would imagine that Nintendo will address some of those issues before launch as well. So other than that, that seems to be kind of where we're at with Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door now. We've got some new stuff. We got the new trailer, overview trailer, which has been playing on here. So I'm excited. It looks really, really good. This is definitely one of my favorite games ever, playing it on the GameCube. So I'm excited to play this on Nintendo Switch with just the way this thing looks and the quality of life stuff. I think is going to make it a very fun time. So if you haven't picked it up yet, or if you haven't ever played it, definitely one you're going to want to watch out for. And this really is the big game of the year so far for Nintendo. Nothing else really outside of Luigi's Mansion at this point, and this is going to be a much bigger release than Luigi's Mansion, which is a DS remake. This is a GameCube remake, and it's Mario. So I think this is going to be, at least for right now, until Nintendo decides to show us what else they might have up their sleeves, this is going to be the game of the year for Nintendo. So it's exciting to see that they've really put some love and attention into this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Has this sold you? Were you already sold? What do you think about what you've seen so far for this game? Like I said, I think I was sold before they even showed anything. As soon as they gave us that first announcement that, hey, this game is coming, I was sold. This was, like I said, one of the best games that I've ever played. It's one of my favorite games, so I'm excited to get this on Nintendo's next hardware as well. So hope you enjoyed. Looking forward to getting those comments with you down below. And until next time, catch you later.